Power isn't loud. Power doesn't shout or rage. Real power whispers in silence, moves in shadows, and holds firm beneath the noise. In a world that demands constant performance, smiling when you're breaking inside, explaining when you're misunderstood, proving yourself when you're already tired, quiet power is a revolutionary act. But what does it mean to master your energy? It means you stop leaking yourself into every conversation, every relationship, every social demand. You stop trying to fix the unfixable, to convince the unconvinced, and to soothe the soul drainers. You own your energy as sacred. You protect it with fierce tenderness. This isn't about control, not the rigid, choking kind that strangles freedom and joy. It's about containment, the deep, calm knowing that some parts of you are yours alone, untouched and inviolable. Imagine your energy like water. When you are drained, it's like a leaky vessel. You keep pouring yourself out, hoping others will see your value. But true mastery is plugging the holes. It's learning when to let the water flow freely and when to hold it close. This is the art of strategic generosity, giving your energy where it is earned, not where it is demanded. You've already felt the exhaustion that comes from bleeding into toxic dynamics. Now you're learning the power of refusal, saying no not just with words, but with your entire presence. It's a boundary that doesn't need explanation. It's a stance that reclaims your sovereignty. Quiet power is the decision to stop performing for others' comfort and start living for your own truth. It's the realization that being fully yourself, contradictions, flaws, anger, desires, is the greatest gift you can offer the world. You don't shrink to be chosen. You don't hide to be loved. You don't apologize for being human. This power radiates from self-honesty, from the courage to meet your own shadows without shame, from the willingness to rewrite the script to become who you truly are, not who you were conditioned to be. Jung called this process individuation. It's the lifelong journey of reclaiming every fragmented piece of your soul and integrating it into wholeness. Every time you say, "I'm done tolerating what shrinks me," you are stepping into that journey. You are telling your unconscious patterns, your inherited wounds, your social conditioning, "Not anymore." But quiet power also means patience. Change isn't instant. Boundaries will be tested. Old patterns will knock on your door like persistent shadows. You will stumble. You will question yourself. But each step you take in awareness, each breath you hold without abandoning yourself builds your inner fortress. You become unshakable, because power is not about dominance. It's about presence. It's about keeping your center steady when the storm rages. It's about moving through the world with a calm fire, fierce but controlled, visible but untouchable. This is the power of energy mastery. This is the power of true healing. And it starts right here with you. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is step back. Distance isn't abandonment. Distance is clarity. When you step away from toxic patterns, from fake peace, from people who see you only as a source to drain, you create space, a sacred gap where truth can emerge. It's in this gap that you see clearly who respects your boundaries and who tries to push past them, who honors your silence and who mistakes it for weakness, who adjusts their behavior and who doubles down on disrespect. In the dance of distance, you become the one who leads. You stop chasing explanations. You stop texting first. You stop pleading for understanding or second chances. Instead, you watch and listen. Because power lives in observation, not reaction. The world teaches us to fear distance, that leaving is failure, that silence is rejection. But in reality, distance is protection. Distance is self-love. Distance is a mirror, showing you what you've tolerated and what you deserve. It's a way to test the waters to see if the people in your life truly want to meet you on your terms, or if they only want to use your presence for their own gain. Remember, energy is a currency. When you remove yourself, you create scarcity. And scarcity demands respect. Some will notice and come closer with humility. Others will shrink away, revealing who they really are. Both are valuable revelations. Because power isn't just about holding the line. It's about watching who respects it. It's about choosing where to invest your precious energy next. But distance isn't just physical. It's emotional. It's mental. It's spiritual. It means not engaging in every argument, not explaining your boundaries 1,000 times, not justifying your worth to those who don't see it. It means cultivating an inner fortress so strong that the chaos outside barely ripples your calm. In this way, distance becomes a tool for transformation, not rejection, not punishment, just quiet, steady, self-protection. So, how do you practice this dance of distance? Start small. Pause before responding to a provocation. Observe your urge to chase or explain. Breathe. Then choose silence instead. Watch how the other person reacts. Notice if they escalate, or if confusion replaces aggression. Both are signs that your new boundaries are working. Next, reduce your exposure to toxic triggers. Unfollow, mute, or limit contact with those who drain you emotionally. This isn't about cruelty. It's about survival. It's about preserving the energy you need to rebuild yourself. Finally, nurture your solitude. Use your alone time to reconnect with your true self. Meditate. Journal. Walk in nature. Let your soul breathe. Because power grows in the quiet spaces you create. And when you return to the world, you return whole. Not as a fractured version of yourself begging for validation, but as a sovereign being who knows their worth, holds their ground, and moves with intentionality. This is the dance of distance, and it is your pathway back to energy mastery. In the battle for your energy, the way you hold the frame determines your power. What does holding the frame mean? It means controlling the narrative of your life and refusing to let others rewrite your reality. When someone tries to gaslight you, telling you you're too sensitive, overreacting, or remembering it wrong, they are attempting to steal your frame. They want to destabilize you, to confuse you, to make you doubt your own truth. But here's the secret. You don't have to argue to win. In fact, arguing is often exactly what they want. It drags you into their chaos, their confusion, their emotional warfare. Instead, hold the frame silently and firmly. When faced with distortion, calmly say, "We're clearly seeing this differently. I know what I felt." Or, "We can't have a real conversation if my emotions are up for debate." Then walk away. Do not engage in endless explanations or defenses. By holding the frame, you signal that your truth is non-negotiable, that your experience matters, that you will not be gaslit or minimized. This refusal to be manipulated drains the power from those who thrive on control. But holding the frame isn't just about words. It's about presence. It's about projecting calm, certainty, an unshakable core that doesn't bend to pressure. You don't have to raise your voice. You don't have to prove yourself. Your silence can disarm. Your steady presence can interrupt cycles of toxicity. And your boundaries redefine relationships. Not with anger or threats, but with clarity and alignment. This is a form of energy mastery far beyond simple positivity or forgiveness. It's sovereignty. It's reclaiming your mind and your life. But beware, holding the frame is not always easy. People who relied on your old patterns will push back hard. They will test your limits. They will throw confusion, guilt, and charm to pull you back. That's why holding the frame requires practice, patience, and a strategic mind. You don't fight fire with fire. You don't counter manipulation with emotion. You counter with calm, clear boundaries, and a refusal to engage on their terms. And this takes strength, not the kind of strength shown in loud fights or dramatic exits. This is quiet strength, invisible power, the kind that shifts dynamics without a single word. When you hold the frame, you own your reality. You decide what is true. You protect your energy from theft. You stop bleeding into fake peace and toxic connections. And this is how you rebuild. One boundary at a time. One breath at a time. One moment of calm in the storm. This is your power. Your sovereignty. Your rebirth. You've drawn the line. You've claimed your boundaries. You've learned to hold the frame, protect your energy, and stop bleeding into toxic patterns. But this isn't the end. It's only the beginning. Because real transformation unfolds over time, not overnight, not in a moment of fury, but slowly, with steady intention. This is the long game. It's about patience, about watching how people respond when you no longer tolerate what shrinks you. Some will respect your space and rise to meet you with honesty and care. Others will double down on disrespect, testing your limits, poking at your resolve. And that's okay, because distance is clarity. When you stop chasing approval, when you stop explaining yourself, when you stop giving second chances as if they were coupons, you see clearly who truly values you. You witness who shows up in your silence, who honors your boundaries, and who tries to break through them again and again. This clarity is power, because it means you are no longer lost in the fog of confusion and exhaustion. You are no longer bleeding your energy to keep a false peace. You have reclaimed your field, your life, your mind. But the long game isn't just about others. It's about you, too. It's about integrating all parts of yourself, the anger, the shame, the desire, the contradictions without collapsing under the weight. It's about learning to hold your center unshakable, even when the world around you tries to spin the ground beneath your feet. It's about returning to the person you were before the world trained you to disappear. Not perfect, not fixed, but whole. And whole is powerful. Whole is freedom. Whole is the real magic. So when doubt creeps in, when the old patterns whisper that you're being too hard, too cold, too much, remember this. You are not broken. You are not weak. You are just done tolerating what erases you. And that is where your real life begins. This isn't just healing. This is rebirth. Welcome back. Before you go, say this out loud with me. I reclaim my field. Say it until it feels like your armor, your vow, your truth. Because this is the code, the signal, the declaration that you are done going back to sleep. You move now with intention, with clarity, with fierce kindness for yourself. You protect your energy. You honor your instincts. And you stop trying to fix the people who weaponize your empathy. Because power isn't control. Power is containment. Power is choosing yourself again and again. And you have that power. Right here. Right now.